good now? Yeah. But yeah, this is a turkey market. He sent us these and some zombie ones.
Sick.
Not the best to drink out of.
You can't drink out of it.
Because it's like curved at the top, so you spill all over yourself, but who cares?
You got to put something in it and then just have it.
Yeah,
you know?
Like pens or something?
Yeah. Drugs.
Yeah, it would be good for drugs. Look at that face.
It'd be great.
If you had some drugs laying around,
that would be
where you'd put them.
That's the spot.
So we were talking about the video that Trump posted, this video of them drone bombing some narco guys in the middle of the ocean.
And Venezuelan drug traffickers, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Venezuelan. Trendiagua. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
They're a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
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 You know?
He's accusing the president of Venezuela of being involved. Right?
That could lead to an interesting place, you know? I mean, it could lead to I imagine we're doing that because we're trying to suggest that it would be better if he wasn't the president.
Probably something along those lines. Wait, I mean, isn't there like a bounty on him?
I believe there is.
I think it's like open in public. There's like a $50 million bounty on him.
Yeah, I think they want to get rid of him.
Is that what the number is? Yeah, 50 million. There it is. Placed a $50 million. United States placed a $50 million bounty for information leading to the arrest of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
They've been trying to knock him off for a while.
Yeah, it said he's accusing him of heading a drug trafficking network. I don't know if that's the case, but speaking to Ed Calderon that I had on the other day, who's an expert on Mexico.
Yeah.
And you remember when there was like all the assassinations in the last election?
Yeah.
There's like 37 different assassinations
in Mexico.
Yeah. He said it's because they're all cartel.
Sure.
It's not like they're not just assassinating regular people.
Right.
The cartel's putting these people in to be like the mayor or this or that, and then these other people who have other cartel people are killing them.
So it's warring cartels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's all warring cartels. So here it is. This is the president is posting assassinations on social media.
Is this okay?
Yeah, we're gonna get a chance to see it. And instant, pretty accurate.
Pretty fucking accurate.
Very impressive.
Pretty impressive. A lot of wasted drugs.
Yeah. Well, probably a
lot of wasted drugs.
Probably bad drugs.
Well, this is a big problem, is that the drugs now are worse than they've ever been.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all drugs are bad, but the drugs now seem to be unbelievably bad.
Well, it's the fentanyl.
Yeah.
And Ed was explaining that, too. Yeah. He's like, the soil that they grow the poppies on to make heroin is so bad, it's so taxed out, that the heroin was very weak, and they couldn't sell it. So they had to add fentanyl to the heroin to make it stronger.
And they spice it up. They cut it with fentanyl.
Exactly.
And fentanyl is what is killing everybody that's doing cocaine, and it's laced with fentanyl, and then they drop.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And it all comes from China.
Yeah.
All the fentanyl.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's
all the precursors, everything.
It is kind of a way, if you are a foreign country, it is a way to, it is some type of warfare.
Oh,
you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different things that they're doing, for sure, to try to destabilize the United States.
Yeah.
And that, which includes social media, which is why I tell people, do not argue with people on social media, because I bet most of those people aren't even real.
Yeah.
Well, there's a giant amount of people that are on social media that are there just to keep arguments going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Lots of bots.
Lots of bots.
Sure.
And this was something that came up yesterday where they were using ChatGPT. So they have sort of a program that runs ChatGPT, so it acts like real humans, and it was attacking people about USAID and
really
trans issues, all sorts of different stuff.
Is that Grok?
No, Grok is the AI from X, so that's the Twitter AI.
Right.
So ChatGPT is OpenAI.
That's the based AI, Grok.
Sort of.
Grok is kind of the one who's based.
It got removed for a little bit.
Well, that's how you know
Israel was committing genocide.
What I like about Grok is that occasionally it's removed.
Yeah.
That's how I know Grok's onto something, because it's occasionally put in timeout and then it comes back. Any AI that's not removed, I don't trust. I need an AI that's getting removed pretty frequently. when it runs up against an issue.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
It's-
I'm not saying all of Grok is good, but I'm saying I've read Grok, and I've said, this is an interesting guy to talk to at a bar, because he's saying things that...
A little controversial.
Little fun.
Little fun.
Little fun.
Little out there. Little controversial.
Out there. Pretty wild.
Do you see the German right-wing party? 7 members have died leading up to the election over the last couple days.
And this is the AFD or something?
Yeah.
I saw that. That seems a bit spooky that's going on.
A little suspicious. Yeah.
That's very interesting. How did they all die?
Germany's far-right AFD suffers a series of candidate deaths ahead of local votes. Well, I would imagine they were assassinated, Tim.
Right.
No evidence of foul play.
Thank God. Thank God I was
What are
worried.
the odds that that many people that are a part of something die that quickly?
Yeah.
They said it was 6, but today it's 7. A number of deaths has nevertheless raised questions on social media. That said, like, if they really are far-right extremists, maybe they're out there doing fentanyl. Maybe they're wacky people.
Maybe they're doing something. 7 seems like a really inconvenient number of people to die before an election.
Yeah.
That seems to be quite
seems
suspect.
right up there with the Mexican assassinations.
Yeah. Well, this is Europe right now has become, we had our election. So then the UK right now is kind of the most interesting place to watch because of everything that's taking place. And Germany is not far behind. But this is where a lot of the tumult in the world is coming to a head in Europe, the UK, things with migration, things with speech that we talked about.
Yeah, the Graham Linehan stuff.
Crazy.
He left this podcast, and I was telling him, why are you going to go back? It seems crazy to go back because he's living in America now.
Right.
I'm like, why are you going to go back? He's like, well, I have to. I have a court case. He's getting sued by some crazy trans person, and goes back and was arrested for 3 tweets.
And what were do we know what the tweets were?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
yeah, one of them is a photo of a trans rally. It says a photo that you can smell.
It's so wild that you would be put in handcuffs for that tweet.
The other one,
none of them are obviously,
is a photo of these trans people where he commented, homophobes and misogynists, all of them, fuck them.
Right.
Imagine.
You would think that would put you in the clear.
But imagine.
Yeah.
That's one of the posts that they cited as being the reason for arresting him.
Interesting.
And then the other one is saying that if a man who identifies as a woman enters a woman's bathroom, he is committing we should pull it up just so I get it, so I don't misquote it. I retweeted it, so it's on my Twitter page if you want to find it. But something about that it's I forget how he described the act, but the problem was that he said you should call authorities, yell, and if that doesn't work, punch him in the balls.
Right. Fun.
Yeah, fun. So here it is. If a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he is committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls.
There's
arrested.
something...
You belong in a locked-up cage for that.
Yeah. Well, there's something really terrifying about the idea that any tweet outside of a direct threat or a harassment campaign or something that falls into that category would get you arrested. Any tweet. This is so innocuous and silly and not at all what you would think would rise to the level. Not that anything should rise to the level, but the fact that they're going to put you in jail for that, it just sends a message to people that they cannot have an opinion counter to whatever the government decides is the right opinion.
Because it's totally illogical. Like they arrested a kid for yelling, "I love bacon." Have you seen that one?
Yeah, because it was Islamophobic to love bacon.
Right. He was yelling at these...
My Islamophobia and my love of bacon are completely separate things.
Not only that, you can go to Muslim countries and yell, "I love bacon." There's no laws against it.
I will be doing it at the Riyadh Comedy Festival very soon. Get your tickets! Get your tickets!
Are you really going to go there?
Of course I am.
Wow.
Why would I not? Would they kill gay people and women? By the way, we've said that about. We say this about every Muslim. Every Muslim country is throwing gay people off the roof all the time. By the way, okay. I obviously don't agree with Saudi Arabian policies on women, things like that.
Yeah.
Is it my business to tell Saudi Arabia how to live? Truly.
How big was the check?
$375,000 for one show.
Nice.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad.
I'll take that.
I'll watch a behanding for that.
Behanding?
Yeah, it's called a behanding. What happens is they cut the hand off the thief.
Yeah.
Here's
Don't
the thing.
steal.
All the people that have yelled at me for this are also pro letting migrants and refugees into America at very high numbers. Now, the same religion that is supposedly so terrifying that I cannot spend 24 hours in that country is the same religion that all of these migrants and refugees are pretty supportive of that are coming over.
Yeah.
So it feels weird to me that people are getting on a moral high horse and going, it is so dangerous to go to Saudi Arabia for 48 hours. Why? Well, because they do X, Y, and Z. Why do they do that? Well, they're this religion is crazy. I go, okay, but then who's coming into our country? How differently do they feel about all of these things? And then if you poll them, they don't feel that differently.
No.
Like,
there's no room for dissent.
right. So
in that religion.
right. So people that are somewhat radicalized in that religion that are coming into America are supposed to be greeted with open arms, and it's not compassionate, and it's terrible if you suggest that we shouldn't take all of those people because they may not assimilate as easily as people from European nations. You're called a racist, a Nazi, and whatever. But if you want to go to one of those countries that is luxurious, nice, then you're attacked because your morality. I have to, in order to perform in Saudi Arabia, I'm supposed to agree with everything they do. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, there's no logic in a lot of the thinking. I mean, it's silly. But what they're doing with allowing mass migration in the UK, you see it in England and Ireland, and it's really weird. Because, like, where does this end up? Because it seems like it ends up with some places that have Sharia law.
Yes.
And especially when you consider, like, how many babies they're having versus how many babies the English people... I mean, they're openly talking about it. We're going to outbreed you.
This is why when people talk about this issue, they often use the example of, Western countries not reproducing enough, not replicating their population. And they go, well, there's going to be a crisis because people are not having enough children. So immigration is needed to sustain the population. What they never talk about is why people aren't having enough children. And a lot of it is because economically, they feel like they cannot afford to. Culturally, there have been policies that have, focused on things outside of the family. We haven't had a ton of, pro-family policies in Western countries.
There's a little bit of that, but then there's also the issue that a lot of people have careers, and they're trying to wait, okay? So
sure.
If you're a woman and you're in your 30s and you've decided you want to have a family and, you're 35, 36, as you get older, the odds of you getting pregnant drop pretty radically.
Well, but this is part of the problem in Western societies is we've told women that being a mother is not as fulfilling as working in a Fortune 500 company.
Right.
And I don't know any women that are mothers that regret it or are unhappy. Most of the happiest people I know are women with children. Truly.
Yeah, they're very happy if that's what they want. And if they're very miserable if that's not what they want.
I'm not saying they all should have children, but there's a lot of people, when you meet a young couple with children, I've never met happier people personally than that.
No, that's true. As long as they're getting along and as long as the woman actually wanted to have children.
Yes.
But there's a lot of women that are like, there was this lady that I knew back in California that it was really sad. She was like super career oriented, and she had a child that was friends with my child, and she was never home. I mean, she would get home at like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
She worked in, high-profile business.
Yeah.
And was there all day long. And when she came home, she was exhausted and short-tempered, and
Right.
It was not good. Like, it was not good. And the kid was miserable.
And the kid was upset.
Yeah, but it was a lady that tried to have a kid later in life.
Right.
She was a career woman, and she had, like I said, high-profile job, very important job, and the kid was a distraction.
I'm not saying that women aren't capable of having jobs, or there's many women that are amazing in the corporate world, but I am saying that, like, when you completely, center a culture around ideas outside of family, career, money, status, and you build a structure around all of those other things, and you go, well, maybe we'll have one kid to have a bigger house, or maybe we'll have one kid to live in a better neighborhood. And you start going, well, wait a minute. What is the purpose of this? And a lot of that seems to be somewhat by design. And then other cultures come in that do value family and having lots of children. They are going to outnumber you pretty quickly. And their values will become the values of the larger society.
Yeah, that's true. The other thing that's going on, too, is that from the 60s, 70s, and then when I was a child, you could sustain a family on one income.
That's right.
Today, that's virtually impossible. If you're making $50,000 a year, $60,000, it's really hard. It's really hard to get by.
Yeah.
And if you have a wife and a family, and you have bills, and a car, and maybe
terrible.
2 cars, it's fucking rough.
Yeah.
And Dave Smith talked about that.
Yeah.
Thank the people who brought us into wars that cost trillions of fucking dollars.
Well, not only that, I was talking to my aunt about immigration, who I like, and she, was basically going, I said, I think you also have to pause legal immigration for a minute. And she goes, well, then who's going to be your doctor? Because she has an Indian doctor.
Oh, boy.
And I said, well, wait a minute.
Hilarious.
I said, hold on.
That's hilarious.
That's what she said. She goes, well, who's going to be your doctor? She's boomer aunt, sitting at my house in Southampton, going, well, who's going to be your doctor? And I go, why are we not training American children to be doctors in America?
What'd she say to that?
She goes, well, no one does their homework. I was a teacher for 30 years, and I know that no one does their homework. And I go, do you think it's possible that nobody does their homework? Because we need 2 incomes to run a house. And kids are left to play video games by themselves, and they're not being parented, So I think this idea of, like, we're importing doctors. You know what I mean? Because this whole idea is like, oh, these are jobs Americans won't do, and then they're like, well, it's agriculture and stuff, and it's like, okay, you can understand some of that, but then you're like, wait a minute, are you saying Americans don't want to be doctors? That's crazy. They don't want to work in hotels or restaurants. Then you start going, well, what jobs can Americans do? I mean, Mark Andreessen came out, and I don't know if you have the quote, Jamie, but, like, Mark Andreessen literally was talking about, and I don't have a problem with Mark Andreessen per se. I think this statement was silly. He said, oh, yeah, after AI takes over, like, one of the only jobs that's going to be okay, I swear to God, he said this, is venture capital. He goes, that'll be okay. Because we'll still need to make judgments about what's a worthy investment strategy.
How convenient that his job will be saved.
Well, this is the whole thing. Right. Yeah, right there. Mark Andreessen says one job is mostly saved from AI venture capital. It's just funny to me that this is the direction. If immigrants were taking the jobs of Hollywood screenwriters, they would not be celebrating it. If immigrants were taking the job of people at white shoe law firms, they would not be celebrating it. If they were taking the job of investment bankers, they would not be celebrating it. It's very obvious.
Yeah.
It's not anything wrong with the immigrants who come here. Obviously, that I would come here too, to take someone's job because I'd want to survive.
It's just a weird argument, like who's going to be your doctor. It's a really weird argument. And it's kind of, I mean, no disrespect to your aunt.
No, let's do it.
Kind of